Okay, here we are in chapter 20, the Sefer of the Yanuka, Pathways of Prayer and Attachment. Let's go. Hatzadikim heim bechina Shabbos. Okay, so the righteous people on this planet, they're an aspect of Shabbat, of Shabbos. They're like Shabbos. In what way are the tzaddikim, the righteous people, like Shabbos? Vatam bazeh, the reason they're like Shabbos is lefi shehem bevitul Hashem Yisbarach, because they're nullified to God. They're canceled out to God. So I guess like when Shabbos comes, like we stop our activities for God. So the tzaddikim are always like Shabbos because they're in a constant state of stopping their activities for God. What does that mean? V'samid ra'u as atzmam kain kve'efes. They always see themselves as a nothing and zero. The righteous. V'geyos, who an ego and pride, like someone who's egotistical, the opposite of the tzaddik is someone sha'adam margish magiyalo, someone that feels that he or she is deserving, like I'm owed this, or something should come my way. You feel like you're deserving, you have an ego. The tzaddikim, the righteous, don't feel anything's owed to them, they're nothing. V'roi shiyeh lo kach v'kach, and the person with the ego sees it that he should have this, he or she should have this or that scenario should be for them, should come to them. Ach tzaddikim shayu b'shiflis l'fnei Hashem, but the tzaddikim, the righteous, they lowered themselves before God. They're like nothing before God. Kiblu bi'ahava kol ma shehu yisbarach nasan lahem, and these righteous people accept with love all the things that God has given them. Whatever they have, they accept it with love. And if they see they didn't reach a certain understanding or a certain level in their service of God that they wanted to be at, lo bo betrunya al Hashem, they don't come and complain or fetch. They don't have any issues with God. A lot of people want to be somewhere or think something should come to them, then they complain to God. The righteous don't do that. Whatever they have, what they were given, they're happy with. Even if they want to be somewhere else, they're not going to complain to God. Ki lo heru derech Hashem ketzad lahanik oisam ve'ech lo shir lahem. V'chein avodas Hashem shalem hais avoda mitis. Because they don't see their path and they don't envision, they don't connect to their path to God based on how God should act towards them and how God should save them. They don't see that pathway to God being what God should do for them and on their journey to get to God. They have no expectations, basically. Therefore, their service of God and their worship is totally truthful. They have a true worship, avoda amitis, a real, honest, truthful worship based on reality. Yitachin va'adam ispalel Hashem. What's possible is a scenario that a person can pray to God. Ve'eino masim libo shu korei elav yisbarach mitoch dimyon shel avoda. And they don't put their heart, or their heart's not placed where God... Hold on, let me reread. This is a very tricky sentence. Ve'eino masim libo shehu koirei elav yisbarach mitoch dimyon shel avoda. Mevakesh me'Hashem shi'anig oiso k'fi ha'machshava v'derech shehu mevin. They don't place their heart, and they don't realize that they're calling out to God from a fantasy of service. Like you're calling out to God, you don't realize that you're calling out to God from a non-real service. Like the things you're calling out to God aren't real. And they end up asking for God, that God acts with them and conducts himself with them based on their thoughts and the pathway that they think is the right way. And they don't lift up their eyes towards the heavens with true proper supplications. That Hashem should lead them on the true straight path, on the right path for them. That is a truthful and revealed before God already and is known before God what their path should be. They don't lift up their eyes to the heavens for that proper path. They're in a fantasy land that they're asking for something not even realistic for them. They don't ask, they shouldn't ask based on their desires. And that they're not asking that they should have the merit to serve God with a true service. They're coming to God with Fantasyland prayers. Their prayers aren't getting answered. They end up having resentment towards God. This is not the case with the tzaddikim, with the righteous, who don't have asks based on fantasies. They're just so grateful for what they do have that they just give thanks to God. And then whatever comes their way, they realize that's what they were supposed to have. They don't make crazy calculations of where they should be or what should be happening. They're just in a state of total acceptance. My prayer for everyone is to be on this level of bittul, of nullification, so we can properly chill, enjoy the planet, and be grateful for what we have. On that note, I love you all so much. Have a wonderful day. Stay strong. Don't beat yourselves up. Over and out.